Hello and welcome to Battlefield 1, Battlefield podcast with real questions and real unfiltered opinions. This podcast is available as an MP3 download so you can listen on the go. If you enjoy this podcast, please like it before you leave. If you don't, you can dislike it, whatever tickles your fancy. If you want to hear more, why not subscribe to the Lanky Soldiers YouTube channel or our dedicated podcast channel. If you have any concerns, questions, comments or consternations, feel free to leave a YouTube comment or contact us on Twitter. Now make yourself comfortable and enjoy the podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the BattlefieldOne Podcast. And quite sad, today is not Halloween because this is episode 13. So, welcome to BattlefieldOne Podcast. We have all the battle packs you need, all the valuable information regarding Battlefield. And just a couple of days ago, I saw The Martian. So, guys, go watch The Martian. When you have the chance to go to the cinema, go watch The Martian. Ridley Scott is back. Anyway, going back on topic. As usual, we have the audio version of the podcast available to download in the description, and we have a separate channel on Twitter and YouTube channel if you don't care what I post on my channel, which is other games and other Battlefield stuff. If you care about the podcast only, please feel free to check those accounts. Can you speak normally today? Anyway, alright, so we're missing one person from our podcast crew, which is Prenatal, the 420 casual blazer. So sadly, we can't make 420 Blazed jokes today. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, okay, but we will miss. He's apparently drunk or something like that because family stuff. But anyway, so I got my regular crew today. Is Dark Eatrol.
Hello.
Cyanide.
Hello.
And Scroll.
The one and only.
The one and only. Alright, so a lot of things happen in Battlefield. Well, alright, before Battlefield. Battlefront, as we already know, Battlefront Beta is going to be on the 8th of October, so that's going to be in 4 days. And whoever's listening to the podcast right now is probably going to be later on or something like that. Either way, 8th of October, yeah. So we're thinking, because I kind of want to know what the audience think, if there's going to be any comments in the YouTube page or something like that. I just want to know what they want. Are they want a separate thing for the Battlefront thing? Because we want to talk about Battlefront Beta in general because it's Battlefront. So we don't want to make it a separate podcast for it, like a separate episode, like maybe 30-minute long video, maybe something like just our thoughts on Battlefront, or postpone the podcast from Sunday to Monday. Well, it will be Tuesday in that case.
No. The recording date would be pushed back until like Monday. It probably wouldn't be released until the next day. But
that's what I'm thinking.
I'm for one thing, just like stop thinking it's a democracy and just make the separate episode and just be done with it.
I'm also thinking maybe a separate episode just to make it everything more organized, I guess. I mean, we just come on Monday, record our bit because the beta ends basically on Monday morning for us British guys. So I think we should do a separate thing on Monday, and then the Battlefield podcast is as usual on recording on Saturday, and it's posted on Sunday. I think that's the best way.
Let us know.
So much insight into how we disorganizingly do things behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
So
true,
much
true.
insight just there.
So much.
Brilliant
insight.
idea. Let's plan things in the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We need your ideas. Everything. We need everything.
But at the end of the day, we're really not going to care, and we're probably just going to make a separate episode anyway and be done with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking a separate episode is the best thing to do. Anyway, so okay, moving on with the first thing that comes on the list. So community map. So introduction, playtest, whatever you want to call it. Trailer was released on YouTube. It's just showing the community map from the player's perspective, the playtest basically, and that means the community map is going to be out soon, probably in 2 weeks, maybe in 2 weeks, because we have the playtest all this week in CTE. So I presume it's going to be out next Tuesday, because that's what happened with the night operations with Zawad.
I don't know. Just I doubt it'll be. Let's just say like October. By the end of October, it's probably going to be out by the end of this month.
Well, I'm checking right now the calendar. Oh, if I'm right, it's probably going to be out on Halloween.
I want spooky pumpkin theme map on CTE. Do it.
Then
That's
we
funny.
have it for the next like.
Imagine they actually bring it to Pro Market Night Map back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm sure they still have like.
No, they do for sure.
They won't do it.
Yeah, that's another story. But anyway.
Shut up, Dark. Don't destroy my dreams.
Yeah. Anyway, going back on topic, community map. It seems that no game mode is being cut from the CTE playtest. I mean, all the games we played in CTE probably going to be ported to retail because you can see all the information back on the main website. So they mentioned Chainlink and other game modes. So basically, all the game modes that are in CTE and community map are going to be in retail. So no game mode was cut. So I guess that's a good thing.
Well, why would you cut?
Except for carrier assault, that was completely removed.
You should have seen that. What do you mean carrier assault? I'm pretty sure you meant Titan assault.
What? Yeah, that one. Because I was gonna say, because the first time they put it out, they just had the carriers just kind of teetering up on the mountain ranges there. I mean, I kind of pitched it as a joke, and it kind of happened. I mean,
yeah. First they were on the mountains, but then they were like, well, we wanted Titans, but we can't make Titans, so we'll just put rocket thrusters on those carriers. Oh, you should have seen it. It was awesome. If you
before they put the rocket thrusters on, they were just hovering there, just inexplicably. They were just floating in the air, and it was freaking amazing.
Anyway, moving on. No game modes were cut. They're gonna be in retail. So Chainlink, Capture the Flag. Did I miss anything? Well, I'm not talking about the vanilla ones. Also, the Conquest Rush, Gunmaster. Squad Obliteration, and yeah, basically the new game modes is Capture the Flag and Chainlink. So whoever doesn't own Premium or doesn't own that DLC, you have a chance to play these game modes. So,
one map.
on one map, sadly. Okay, moving on. So right, community map, commander thing. So no AC-130 or cruise missile on that map, because apparently it's gonna, according to DICE, they don't want to make the commander that OP, I guess, because they have a chance, because AC-130 and cruise missile can destroy the whole map if you spam it, I guess.
I mean, with all like the destructible trees and stuff like that, I mean, if they had the AC-130 let loose on that map, they could just destroy the whole thing.
Yeah. So also no vehicles can too. So
no vehicle scan for the commander.
Yeah, for the commander.
There'll be vehicles on the map.
Yeah. Then we're just purely talking about the commander. But basically, there's nothing for the commander to do on the community map, to be honest. I don't know why you want to play as a commander on the community map then. I don't know.
Because I want to know what the map looks like from the top down.
Yeah, basically a respawn screen, if you ask me.
I mean, really, I just think that goes back to the whole topic of like what should happen with commander mode and stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah. So yeah, don't play as a commander on the community map. We just don't recommend it. Right, if you haven't... Alright, so this is for guys that do photography in video games or something like that. And so yeah, until the 9th of October, so you got 5 days since the podcast is going to be released, you have 5 days to make a couple of screenshots and send it to DICE for a chance to feature them for the loading screen of the map. So you know when you have a loading screen and you see pictures and all like that. So that could be your picture. So if you have a good eye in photography or something like that, just go on CT, take some pictures of the community map, send it to DICE, and maybe your picture is going to feature as the main pictures for the loading screen. So that's cool. So obviously, I'm going to include the link in the description, so everyone have a chance to send it, I guess. That's kind of that's all I want to talk about.
Yeah, are we going to get in on that? Just out of dumb curiosity?
I already sent a couple of pictures to them already.
Oh, I see how it is. Okay.
Yeah, so Lanky is done, but we can all do him still.
If you want, I can help you with stuff. You said you want to do a helicopter scene. Remember?
Well, don't give away my ideas. No.
I just said helicopter. I'm sorry.
Pro tip: if you want to submit something, I really recommend pictures of your feet. There's nothing better.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just look straight down, first person.
Yeah. Just show the detail on that ground.
So just a screen of the ground. Okay, makes sense.
Just make it look awesome.
Okay, so we talked about a little community. Okay, guys, who played the community map in the last week or two?
I think pretty much all of us did. at least once in the past few weeks?
Yeah, in the last 2 weeks, I know I touched on it and played on it a little bit. It's been busy,
All right.
man.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say this because there was some comments about by Moral Madness that the map he thinks is unfinished, and because of the invisible walls out there and everything like that. Did anyone encounter any invisible walls personally?
To be honest, we
all saw the invisible walls. We know where they are, but
is he sure it's invisible maps, and is he sure it's invisible walls, quote unquote, and not just tree stumps and small rocks like we've been getting caught on since day one?
Well, he made a video that showcasing all the bumps and all the invisible stuff on the map. It's a lot, I'm not gonna lie. It's a long video, but it doesn't really affect the gameplay. It didn't affect me that personally.
Well, one thing I just want to say, like, on a lot of the maps in retail right now, I still, like, especially in, like, Jets or in the Chopper, I still run into, like, invisible walls or stuff. Like, sometimes you'll be flying by, like, on Dawnbreaker in the Chopper or something, and you fly into a light post that you thought was, like, you could fly right through it. Like, other ones you can fly right through, but then this one you can't, or something like that. And it's just very inconsistent, it feels like. Like on Flood Zone, I'll be flying in a helicopter and I'll run into an invisible wall just outside of the main area of the map, like trying to dodge missiles and stuff.
Personally, I know where all the invisible walls on the community map, but it didn't really affect me personally, even though I know where those walls are.
Well, that could be because you know where they are, you know how to avoid them, or you know what I mean? For like an average, the thing is, think for an average player who has no idea that he has no idea that his soldier can't get over this little 3-inch high rock or whatever.
Yeah, like, but again, we've had this problem since launch of just been rocks and shit that's just been invisible that you get caught on. So I mean, it's not like, oh, community map, this is new. This just means the assets that were causing these issues were just transferred over.
Well, I guess that's true, and I mean, I guess the general player reaction would just be to jump or try and jump.
Yeah, and after a couple of times, you'd be like, oh, well, it's another one of those rocks, quote unquote. All right, well, learn to avoid it.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
Not that that's an excuse, but still.
All right, go on. Sorry.
Here's my take. Like, if this map comes out with all these, these little invisible bits, if I'm a player who's never played the map before and I've been waiting for it, then as far as I'm concerned, what's important is what happens after the map comes out. If it comes out now, when it's got all this stuff in it, I would be fine with that as long as another update comes out further down the line that fixes those things. Like if it comes out and it's unfinished, as someone said, then I'm fine getting it early in an unfinished state as long as it gets to a finished state. I'd rather not have to wait those extra weeks while, I could be playing it in its unfinished state, waiting for them to finish it up on some things that are...
Okay. So
this isn't like an instance where it is like with the MAA and the stuff with the Chopper that was on the Zavad night map, where it's like, oh, we can quickly pull these things in order to fix this imbalance or this issue with it real quick. This is a really like kind of huge clipping issue, and there's no way in order to just like pull all these rocks real quick and let the map go out so that it doesn't like not have these issues. But the thing is, I still fall back on again. As much as I agree with you, Dark, this issue has been present since day one with these small clipping bugs on certain things in the game. It hasn't been corrected since.
True.
Well, Dark, let me ask you this then. If you said that you'd be fine if they released it like in its current state, whether it be fully finished or not, you'd be fine if they released it now, as long as they fixed it down the line. Now, what about a whole game? A lot of people will say when Battlefield 4 launched, it was not finished. Would you have rather had them wait like an extra 6 months or whatever to get the game like fully fixed, like into the good playable stage, or would you have them do like what they did and release it and then have everybody get all pissed off and then fix it as get it into a playable state as time went on.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, if I could play Battlefield 4, if we were living in an alternate reality where Battlefield 4 didn't come out when it did, but they released a sort of a beta version that you could play for as long as it took before they fixed it, and then when they released it, you were then cut off from the beta and you had to pay, I'd be fine with that. I mean, the difference between...
Well, that's not exactly... I mean... I guess it is a little different with the community map, because the community map has been built in that way. But, like, so, I mean, I guess I can agree with you in that sense. But, like, in general, if they were going to release it, like, for you to pay for it, and it wasn't, like, finished and all that,
let's just get one thing right. We're not saying the community map is broken.
Oh no!
No! By no means, no. It just has it just has those small peppered little things here and there that's always been peppered out throughout Battlefield 4. So I mean, just don't go be like, oh crap, well the map's broken. They're putting out broken stuff again. It's not unplayable. It's just the little things that just pick up once in a while. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's a perfectly, and it's quite being, the last I checked, it's quite optimized already. So it's not broken, guys. Relax. It's a playable, good, enjoyable map. It's just little bits of pieces. We're just really nitpicking right now with all the invisible walls, all of that. And for example, they redesigned the U.S. area, the outdoor bounds area. It's so close to the flag. It's so close to the medical center. It's kind of annoyed me, but that's just nitpicking. The map is playable. It's enjoyable. It's great. It's not broken. We're just nitpicking little bits. So that's kind of it. And moving on that, it's called, the DLC is called the Community Operations. Here's the thing, yeah. This is first and foremost.
What's it called?
Community Operations. Basically,
Come download the Community Operations DLC.
Anyway,
it's absolutely free.
I think it's a stupid name, no matter what. But
yeah, that's not very catchy.
That's not. Yeah.
What do you mean it's not catchy? Did you not hear the awesome announcer voice just now? That is catchy as shit.
Doesn't make it catchy. It just makes it said in.
Well, I mean, you come up with names like Second Assault or China Rising.
Second Assault is not a bad name.
Naval Strike.
They could have called it Community Assault. That would have been freaking awesome.
Community Assault.
Okay, what do you...
Download the Community Assault DLC. Absolutely free.
I'd be fine with that.
That just sounds... Oh my god.
You're just asking to be community assaulted. You're just asking for it, you know that.
I'd be fine if it was Community Assault as long as it was spelled Community Assault, because it's...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And you have like a soldier that is crying with salty tears somewhere.
That was the best joke I've heard all day.
Best thing ever.
Oh my god.
Anyway, moving on about the name. The point is I'm trying to make. Alright, stupid name. That's not the point I'm trying to make. That's not the point. The point is, why is it called Operations instead of Operation? Because it's only one map.
Multiple I don't know.
Which is a really stupid idea. It's a really stupid thing to nitpick. But I was reading the comments and somebody said, why is it called Community Operations, not Community Operation? Because it's only one map.
Can't it just be called Operation Outbreak, which is what it is?
Or that.
It's one map called Operation Outbreak.
Yeah.
Then they could just call the DLC that Operation Outbreak Map DLC.
Yeah, you know what you're getting.
Basically, that kind of made me think like, wait, are they making something else that they're going to add to that? Because we know the night operations, that makes sense because there's still Shanghai and Golmud, which makes sense.
Yeah, but that's not really a community effort. Oh, wait a minute. Well, that kind of was because that was a community-presented idea in order to make.
That's not the point.
I mean, it's
possible. Why is it called operations?
The thing is, Night Operations, they released the Night Operations DLC, but they only released Zavid, so...
Yeah, exactly. There's only...
So are the other two night maps going to be included in Night Operations, even though Night Operations already released?
Ooh, speculation!
That's how I was thinking originally.
Or are they... Well, the thing is, because otherwise, what DLC are they gonna, like, put Gomud and Shanghai in? Is it gonna be like... Is it gonna be like... Pre-Dawn Strike DLC or something like that?
No, we have Night Operations, and then we'll have night operations back to nighttime, and then we'll have night
What
operations
the
second
heck?
strike.
Oh
You know,
my
it's the
God.
classic. You know, second night operations, second assault. Yeah, there we go.
Anyway, all right. Regarding we're gonna talk about the night maps later. I'm just curious about the last word operations. That's it. That's all I'm curious about. I don't know. So is DICE actually hiding another map?
No.
Oh my
no,
God! If they
no.
were.
That can't be right. That can't be right. I'll be really surprised. All right, let's talk
Well,
about some.
Maybe
Okay,
it's
no,
what's
no.
below
Alright,
the
you want
I
to say
think
something
container.
about?
I think it's just like an innocent name choice. Whatever.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the different game modes. I
Seemingly
don't know.
innocent until we heard about it.
Yeah, until we actually try to start to make conspiracies.
Anyway,
And-
moving
oh my
on.
God. Triangles. Where are the triangles? Ah, triangles. Oh, the temple looks like a triangle.
Enemies are marked with triangles. Oh my god, Illuminati
Oh my God,
confirmed.
Doritos, red Doritos, triangles everywhere.
Triangles have 3 sides. Oh my gosh!
Oh my God.
Third assault from Battlefield 3 maps inbound. No, I'm just joking.
Anyway, moving on with the other CTE stuff. Right, so MMA got a nerf apparently. Not sure about that. I just know it got a nerf. Anyone checked it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, David kept. Well, no, it was James. Undead Pixels.
Told him.
Posting it. I can't find this. I don't remember where the specifics are, but yeah, it's got some
Well,
nerfs, and people are
so-
saying it's going to make it harder for it to base camp, so it's going to have to come out of the base a bit.
So
Because apparently
hopefully this will put a little water on the fire that is Reddit right now with all the MAA and.
No,
Like,
are you kidding?
posts.
Putting water on the fire? No, you don't understand how this works. It moves one way, the fire gets hotter. It moves backwards, the fire gets even hotter. It's just more people. No, you can't nerf the MAA. It's needed to protect the ground people, and the air people are raping everyone. And then you nerf the jets. Oh, you can't nerf the jets. And then you buff the jets. No, you can't buff them either. You can't buff the MAA. You can't do anything.
Let me say one thing. Community on salt.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Apparently, mobile anti-air got a nerf. They're like, I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. It's still wrecks. I'm still gonna wreck air vehicles. Just saying. Just saying. It's still
Take the
gonna
damage
wreck-
modifier down to 0. I'll still wreck you.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Smoke screen got back to the normal retail version of CT, so no big wall of smoke again. So it's back to normal. We talked about ages ago. Sad times. I'm salty right now because of that. Right. Team play updates. Squad orders will be reset after you capture objective. So that encourages players to give more orders on a regular basis.
Yay!
In theory.
In theory, yeah.
I still don't know how good it will be in practice. I hope for the best.
Well,
but
here's the thing, yeah. For players that play PTO4, like all of us, yeah, we always nag each other, like, give us an order, bitch. So we always nag each other, so it's not gonna affect us. We're still giving orders to each other.
Can I present a question? What happens if I tell you guys to go take a flag and then I want you to stay there and defend it? Am I gonna have to point back at the flag and reset the order again?
Yeah,
And-
you have to point to the objective and say defend it now.
Oh,
Like,
that's
go
stupid.
capture it. Now go defend it.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
No. Bad idea. No, bad.
Well,
leave it as it is. No.
unless you want them to add something that would be like go capture and defend that objective. or
Well,
something
here's
like
let me present a situation for you. Like, say we're playing Locker and we're all 5 running towards Bravo. So we all run up towards Bravo and we all know how much of a fucking firefight that can be. So I set the
Bravo
squad order
in-
on Bravo, and there is
Bravo
humongous
impact the
firefight breaks out. I don't turn around and take the 5 seconds in order to set the squad order for the defense. Now we've lost out on all of those points because a firefight broke out and I don't have the time in order to turn back around and look at a flag and play the trigger again.
Well, here's the thing, yeah.
Whereas with the system that we have now, it's just
thing.
fine. Leave it.
Here's the thing. It's not the most important thing.
It's
Anyway.
still points, man.
Well, here let me.
It's
let me
Locker
say
anyway.
something.
You're gonna get points just throwing a fucking med back.
Well, no,
So-
just listen though. One of the things I could see maybe a little bit hard. I don't know how to like. It just feels weird. They want you to use the Camaros because and that's how you get points. But like, if I am in like a Skype call or if I'm using VoIP and I say, "Hey, can you go capture Bravo?" I won't get points even though you captured Bravo. But if I use the Comoros, I will. I mean, I don't know. There's
Here's the
no
thing, yeah.
way I can think of that they would be able to like make it so that your voice commands could be.
No, you completely missed what I said. If I set the squad order while we're on approach to there, and then we break out in that firefight, if the firefight breaks out, the order stays there, and anybody that we kill in there, everybody gets defensive points and squad order followed points for. Whereas with this system that they're putting in now, the second the flag is captured, the squad order is going to drop off, and you're no longer going to immediately get those defensive points unless I take and have the 2 or 3 seconds it's going to take to turn around and set the order again. And if I forget, should have been massive enough firefight breakout, or say I get killed, then again, more points are being lost out on and completely negates the purpose of setting the squad orders in the first place.
Well, to be fair, it's still a small thing, and not to mention, I think sooner or later they're gonna rework the Comoros for sure.
I would actually rather see them actually go a step further and add the A, B, C, D, E lettering into the Comoros.
Sure
if they're going to keep this, then by all means, please let's keep that.
I'm pretty sure they will do something to the Comoros sooner or later. If not Battlefield 4 for the other game, for sure they will improve the Comoros, because right now Comoros is really basic, and it's kind of hard to give orders.
Have you ever played like the older Battlefields? Like, I know 1942, you had like press F1 to spot a vehicle, and then the little drop down thing would come out, and then it was, did you spot a tank, a plane, a boat, or what? Like, and then you press like the corresponding.
No, here's the thing. It needs to be basic. It needs to be basic for sure, just to be easy to use. It doesn't have to be complicated. If I see a freaking tank, it has to be a give a spot, whatever. It doesn't matter. But at the same time, it has to be a bit more.
Spotting, just leave that alone as it is.
Yeah. But
it works across the board as is.
Yeah, when it comes to common roles, just it needs some improvement for sure. It has to give you an easier way to give orders, because right now it's just you have to point at a flag, you have to spawn the Q button or whatever, just to give an order, which can be kind of daunting sometimes. I think they just need to improve the common roles and just giving orders. The idea is great. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just the idea of just you need to give order.
I think the whole thing could be changed. You have that, but I think the whole thing could be changed if they just added a function so that you could point at an objective, and like when you're running there, you could point at the objective, say, attack this objective, and then like if you pointed at the same objective again while you're still running there, instead of attack this objective again, instead of that popping up again, it would say attack and defend this objective, or something like that.
We could just say attack is in the context of just taking the flag, and then you could just have occupy the flag, or capture, or complete actual capture, meaning you stay there and you hold it.
Well, you don't want to make it too complicated, but I get what you mean.
All right. Oh, also I forgot to add it in the notes. The skill thing, the skill number.
The skill system changed. That I am completely worshipping almost from the ground up.
Anyone wants to explain what is happening there in CTE?
They changed everything from a numerical system to a web diagram now? I guess that's what it's called.
Yeah, it's a pentagon.
A pentagram diagram.
Pentagon. 5 sides.
Battlefield 5. Diagram.
Oh my gosh.
It's called a radial chart.
Radial chart. There you go. Thank you, Dark.
Thank you for being a nerd. Nerd. Anyway,
go on.
Well, the points extend out more towards stats, and the stats are based towards what the kits are. Like Assault, you have revives and heals and stuff like that, so that all expels. One thing I'm really interested in is Recon's distance stat. Now, this one I'm really assuming is the average distance of which a Recon is hitting their shots. So this is an easy way in order to tell whether somebody's a hill humper or is an aggressive or someone that can, fights up close. And personally, I like to see that stat across the board on all of the kits, because that could tell a lot about a player right then and there, is just what range that they play from.
One of the things I just want to kind of say about this new skill measure, or whatever you want to call it, I personally don't think it's as much of a skill indication as it is a playstyle indicator.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's more of a playstyle indicator than what it is a skill indicator, and I think that's a step in the right direction, because that skill number, it's very vague, it's easily inflatable, it's not it's not very. Some will argue, yeah, it's highly accurate, but it's really not. It's more or less where you're going as opposed to where you actually are in terms of playing, because that skill modifier, you could sit and not play and sit on a 670 some skill and then pick the game up like 2 weeks later and completely suck at it, and then you'd only lose like, I don't know, 30, 40 points, and oh great, well you still have over 600 skill, you're viewed as awesome.
That's getting into another thing I want to kind of like ask about. What would you guys think of like having a, like if the skill or playstyle thing now, as we would call it, what if that only took in like the information from like your past 50 games or something like that? Because if you think about it, if like say for example you have player X and player X buys the game, and for the first like month he has it, he like does really terrible. He has like a 0.2 KD or whatever, just super bad. And then all of a sudden like he gets better and better and better, and like a year down the line, now he has like a 2, like now averaged he'd be having like a 2.0 KD in every game and all that, but his KD overall is still stuck way low because of how badly he sucked earlier when he first had the game.
Have no fear, rapidly, fastly improved player, because with the Battlefield Premium package, you can now reset your stats.
I want to say the same thing. You can reset the stats.
Okay, I get you can reset your stats, but still, okay, so what if you reset your stats, and what if the players did the stat resetting when he sucked or whatever? Forgetting about the stat resetting thing, what if it only tracked like the past 50 games? Because if you like, you can, I think it'd be more accurate to look at the player's most recent performances than his whole performance, because like just like they say with the economy, past performance does not guarantee results. Or in the case of like how the game would work, how the player used to play doesn't, or how that player used to play a while ago doesn't mean he's gonna be playing at that same level now.
I think 50 games is a bit low. I think 100 games should do the trick.
Well, yeah, you can change the number, but what do you think of the whole thing?
I don't even think it should be number of games. I think it should just be across the time span, 6 months, done, period, be done with it. Not even a number of games.
Because I can imagine if...
Well, the problem I have with I thought of that too, Cyanide, but the problem I have with that is then, I mean, that could almost be misrepresentative too, because what if like you don't play the game for like 6 or a few months or whatever?
Yeah, then of course your skill is going to fall off and your playstyle is going to fall off, and that's going to reflect.
Yeah, but what if it doesn't? What if you keep being a badass, but your score says you've not been doing anything for
if you put the game down for 3 months and pick it back up and you're still good, it's still going to show on your stats that you're still good.
But it's not, because with the time-based average, if you put the game down for you know, if it tracks your last week playing and you put it down for a week or something, or you know, even longer, if you put it down for a month and it tracks a month, you know, if you go and play other games and you keep maintaining your skill at doing basic FPS stuff, so you stay being good at Battlefield, you know, your stats are going to say that you've done absolutely nothing over the past week. And so you've got like 0 wins, you've got a kill death ratio of 0 because you've not killed anything.
But here's the thing: you can see when right now go on Balog, check any random player. You can check when the last time they played the game. You can actually check that.
I think the best ideal thing would be a combination of both recent games and time. Like,
no, I just like the idea of recent games. Recent games, it's simple, it's easy to count, it's easy to treat each game as separate. So, you know, once you play another game, it just kicks out the last report, and it's nice and easy. Yeah. So I like the idea because it's my idea and you stole it.
Okay.
Oh, salty much. But no, I just want to say, imagine if there's gonna be like another fun. All right, let's say not maybe a Battlefield, but any Battlefield game. Imagine we're using the system and there's a phantom program, whatever, and we need to look for another set of dog tags on the map somewhere, and that took us hours and hours and hours until we actually want to kill ourselves. So,
Well, and
You have
that's
to be on
the
the
thing,
official
though. I
server.
think
Any skill system in general is going to look at you and say that you've fallen off. So it doesn't matter how you
Yeah.
set that up, whether it's time-based, recent games-based.
Yeah,
If you're going to do a
but here's
massive
the thing.
Easter egg hunt, your stats are going to suffer
Well,
as a
I
result.
think that's just I think that's just poor game design in the fact that how they designed the dog tags like to be
Well, no,
found.
the
I
thing-
just think that's poor game design.
I don't think maybe it was intended that we
you've
were going to have these
incentivized-
massive Easter egg hunts like we did. I think I
Yeah.
think their original
Well, no, the
intention
thing
was
is, though-
they'll just find them during regular play. They're not going to just dedicate servers to find these things.
but they
Maybe.
did though.
But
People
it
did.
happened. But
It
that
happens.
yeah, it happened. But that not necessarily by DICE's design. We did that. There wasn't DICE coming out and saying, "Oh, hey, by the way, feel free to go out and rent a server in order to look for these things. Haha, it helps." You know,
Well, I mean,
nobody
you
ever said that. We all said
I
that.
think
You
they.
think they would have thought of that though? I mean,
No,
it's
they
just
did
poor
mention-
design.
Wait,
And
thank
they
you.
said
Wait. They did
like
mention we
Mikey's
have to
trying to
find
say.
it during a game. That's what they mentioned. I did remember that. They did mention that we have to find during the game. Like play normally and you just, I found a dog.
Yeah, they were actually trying to tell us in order
They
to look
said
for
that.
them
They
during
said
regular
that.
games.
Hang on.
That's
How many Easter eggs do we have before this? We had Easter eggs before this. I'm pretty sure there were whole servers dedicated to finding Easter egg things, just Easter egg hunt servers, like the one on Rogue Transmission. They were looking for those buttons for ages,
Oh, yeah.
so they knew when they put an Easter egg in this game, they know what was going to happen.
Even though they said that different thing while we actually saying right
I
now.
mean-
I did remember they saying,
I
guys, you have to play the game, and during a normal game you might find a dog tag. I think that's.
But that's no. If you're gonna,
But that's what they said though. That's what they said. But
no.
Dark is
They
right.
said that. I heard like forget. I don't know who, but I remember there was a developer that said something like, yeah, the way we implemented finding dogs tags was really kind of like stupid or whatever.
Well, I'm not saying it's a brilliant idea. I'm not saying. I think it's one of the most stupidest ideas ever you can think of. That's my opinion. But I just remember they said, we have to play the game and just find it.
But you
just find
don't.
it. But you don't.
You don't
Yeah,
have to
that's
play
the
the
point.
game.
That's
You
the
don't
point.
you don't have to play the game to find them. So
Well, that's
saying
what I'm trying
that
to
is
say.
stupid. Like
That's what I'm trying to say. Like they said a different thing, but we did a different thing because the way we did was the right thing to do. Because on a normal game that would be suicide.
the way we did it was the logical way to do it.
No, the
I
way
mean-
we do it was in fact
It was
skill.
The way we did it was the method that most of us went bald doing.
It feels like whatever we're arguing about now just isn't important.
But we're talking about skill,
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on about right, okay, right. So Dragon Valley, Xbox players already have a chance to play Dragon Valley. We mentioned that last week. So
Ex-
Dragon Valley. Here's the thing. Xbox players have a chance to play it. It wasn't really updated that much since we last played it.
Can
and
you
there's
still
a
Terminator in the river?
I think you can still be a
Sweet.
Terminator in that river. Dragon Valley. So there's a chance they might include air superiority in Dragon Valley. I don't know who the hell wants air superiority, but whatever.
Well, I would
Uh,
like it, but I mean,
Get guys like it, yay.
I like their
Well,
superiority, but it
it
just
would be
doesn't
free.
have player base. So maybe if they have like a map or a map where like everybody can play air superiority, that might kind of revive it a little bit.
Well,
So I just
again, it's gonna be free, so everyone can play it.
I think the biggest issue with air superiority was the fact that it kind of just got stale after a while. Like all you do is fly around. And
Go capture this balloon and go capture
Here's
that
the thing.
balloon. And just capture
I don't think
balloons.
air guys exactly want air superiority, because air superiority is, let's take like, what is it, 5 jets on each side.
a lot
Oh,
more than
like
that.
way
a
more
lot
than that.
Wait, more
Okay,
than
okay.
that.
How
Try
many jets?
20.
Okay, 20 jets and just smash them all together. But that's not how the average game goes, and it's not how dogfighters work. Dogfighters, they always go 1v1. And in the game, there's 2 sets of jets, and normally it's sort of based around you can get situations where it's 2 jets on 1, but a lot of the time it's 1-on-1 or whatever. So I don't know. I think it's not necessarily the right game mode for actual what jet fighters want.
What should have been like done is like a game mode where there's like you have like 10 stealth jets, 10 attack jets, and then the stealth jets have to defend the attack jets in order to go attack, like, I don't know, maybe there's, like, carrier ships out in the ocean or some shit, and you blow up a certain amount of them, and hey, the attacking team wins. Like, just take, like, the concept of Rush and just make it with planes.
Doesn't Battlefront have that? I swear to God, Battlefront has that. What's it called? How's it called? That game mode. Battlefront one.
Don't know.
They showed it like 2 months ago. Remember that trailer with... Damn, how's the trailer?
Well, they've got an air-only mode in Battlefront.
Wait, Battlefront. That game mode called...
Yeah, I think they have that, but I thought that was supposed to be just like air superiority.
I thought so too, but it has like two different kinds of fighters. It has like the X-Wings and the A-Wings and stuff, and
yeah, and
it has also objective.
Well, they have two different types of...
But anyway, like, we're getting into like Battlefront. Like seriously, like take something like that and just carry that over to Battlefield, because we have two different kinds of jets, like for each team, pretty much.
Well, I think that would be. I think your idea, Cyanide, to have like a carrier, like, just destruction mission or whatever for like jets or whatever. I think that would be kind of. I think that'd be kind of.
Or even if we want to go crazier and make a completely, totally new mode, you actually revamp carrier assault so that jets are a part of it. And you can have, like, I don't know, maybe six jets each team or something like that, and you're just throwing at each other?
I think they could do that, Matt, and it'd be a super easy, like, map to make, because all it would have to be is an ocean with a few carriers here and there, and then, like, a few carriers and maybe a few, like, destroyers.
Rib boats are the only, like, infantry vehicles that are around, because, I mean, you know, you want to be... I mean, you can make this mode so that infantry could be included, and then there's just, like, a certain amount of infantry that's allowed, period, point blank, end of story. Like, there's just 2 squads of infantry allowed to take care of MCOMs that are inside. Meanwhile, the jets outside can just beat the living snot out of each other.
I like the idea of having, like, having just jets only better. Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, if you're going to send infantry out to that carrier, you're not going to be attacking the carrier.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I'm just thinking of like something new that could be done for like the next one. But I mean, even to just stay at the very basic of it, just 20 jets, 10 attack jets, 10 stealth jets. Have them out in the middle of the ocean. It's not that very taxing thing in order to do. Or even if you just have 2 bases that you just have to bomb the snot out of in the middle of a desert, or you just have. You could even take and do this on the regular maps now, as is, now that I come to think about it. It wouldn't even be that hard in order to do. You just put targets on each of the spawn bases for conquest.
They can make it so, like, you have objectives. Like, you have 2 objectives and then the main base. You have to destroy the objective, then you can move up to the next objective, and they try and do the same thing. And then you move up to the main base, and the main base has, like, maybe 4 times as much health or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got a question. How is this supposed to do with anything with Dragon Valley?
It's not Dragon
Valley. We were talking about air superiority.
Just asking.
Hey, maybe we can get a new version of air superiority out of this. Shut up.
But we're not. Maybe. We're not going to get it in Battlefield 4, are we? It's not going to happen in Battlefield.
Don't say that, Doug. Don't crush my dreams.
Damn you and your pessimism! Shut up!
None of this is happening in Battlefield 4 because it will be a lot of work. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's going to be put in the next Battlefield either. And I don't think it's going to be put in Battlefront. So...
In Battlefront, they have objectives, just saying.
We have objectives in their superiority.
It's called Fighter Squadron.
Is this Battlefield 1 or Battlefront?
Battlefront. It has an objective.
Is this Battlefield 1 or Battlefront 1?
Battlefront.
Oh, are we in the Battlefield 1 podcast, or are we in the Battlefront?
I'm just saying they have an objective in their own air superiority.
That's great.
Well, anyway, Dragon Valley. Anyway, screw your fucking... No swearing. Screw your jet talk. Screw your jet talk. Alright, Dragon Valley. Forget the air superiority. Nobody needs it. What do you want to be added to Dragon Valley? Because Xbox players are playing right now. Do you want anything to be added after the community event is done?
Before massive amounts of comments of redo no share canals.
Oh yeah, they will. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I can't think of anything that needs to be added, but then again, I didn't think
Chainlink.
Play it.
We need like.
Actually, yeah, I would actually agree that like Chainlink would be freaking awesome on that map, just for the sheer amount of just infantry chaos that could come out of that. So. Yeah, my thumbs up for Chainlink on that map. Just make it humongous. I'm not gonna lie.
Imagine like 10 or 12 flags of Chainlink on that map. Holy mother of God! That could be probably one of the most awesome
Honestly,
and biggest infantry maps in Battlefield.
And it's a vehicle map, first of all.
Well, yeah,
Sorry
that's
to
the
crush your
point.
dreams, you crushed mine. But the thing is, and so no, I don't think it'll be a very big infantry map at all, because and even if you put chain link on there, I still think vehicles are going to dominate the map just because of its sheer size. I mean, I know personally, I don't want to have to run from one side of the map to the other.
Oh, hush! You like running simulators?
No, it could include like
No, Lanky,
quads,
no.
quads.
It's a vehicle map. Stop trying to impose your infantry ideology onto it.
Even though I'm a tank guy. Yeah, I'm a tank guy. Oh, I must be. Well,
yeah,
no,
if anybody
actually,
would be pushing infantry only, it would be me. So.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wait. I'm probably the guy. What's his name? Okay, no names.
Is it a guy whose name begins with L by any chance?
Luis Figueroa?
Lanky?
No.
Lanky?
Doesn't matter.
Well, anyway, though.
Anyway.
All
right, screw your community map. All right, screw your community map. Oh, not community map. Dragon Valley. Okay. All right, just a quick regarding the night maps, like already we were talking about at the beginning. So, all right, Dragon Valley is going to be probably included in the Christmas winter patch, yeah. So, where does the leave the night maps? Shanghai and Golmud.
Easter.
You think?
I don't know.
Well, what do you think?
I would like to hopefully after the community map releases, I would hope to see at least one of them on the CTE again.
I would love to see them in the Christmas patch, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, how much more content are they going to go with? I mean, if they're not going to make another community, like if this is the only community map they're going to make, then I would almost
community operations.
Okay, yeah, screw your speculation.
I would honestly think that if we were going to see a second community map project, then by now we'd have another vote on it, considering this one is just about done. So let's just kind of...
Unless they just took the second most requested idea.
Yeah, they could easily do that, but you'd think by now they would have hinted towards it.
But moving back to my point, the thing is, do you want them to just release all the maps right now and let it be done, or do you want them to release one in at the end of October, one around Christmas, one halfway between Christmas and Easter, and then one maybe around Easter spring break, something like?
You want them to just string us along, don't you? Huh? Just kind of just leave the M&Ms on the floor for us to just follow to the trail of more content. Huh? That's what you want us in order to do. Huh? That's.
Well, it makes more sense though because you keep people interested. I mean, if whenever a DLC comes out, I imagine the player numbers are going to spike, and then they'll spike, and then they'll kind of go back down to normal for a little bit. While the DLC, after the DLC kind of loses popularity after it gets released. I mean, if they did this, if they did what I'm saying they should do and released it really one map every few months or whatever, then they'd get a spike and then it'd kind of die. Another spike and then another spike and then instead of just one maybe big spike and then it just dies down for the rest of the time.
No. Here's the deal. If you look at Hardline and what happened after Hardline was released, it died. So, you know...
To be fair, so it wasn't a great game to begin with.
No, maybe. But, when Hardline was released...
I don't think...
people bought it. Hang on, let me just finish. Hardline came out, some people bought it, and they played it for a bit, and player counts were going up, and then they started to go down before they ever even got to as high as Battlefield was operating at. So...
Battlefield 4.
What did I say?
You said Battlefield.
Whatever.
You have to clarify that it's Battlefield 4.
Fine. So Hardline's player count never really surpassed Battlefield 4's, which would doesn't necessarily, if things were operating all peachy and fine, that wouldn't make sense because you would have thought that generally markets grow and more people become gamers and there'd be more and more people. So clearly it wasn't as successful as Battlefield. But what happened to those people when they started going? Where did they go? it's probably pretty obvious that they went back to Battlefield 4. So, Battlefield 4...
The thing I have with... I don't exactly recall that Battlefield 4 always stayed above hardline and player count. I thought for the time, just a week.
Not on PC.
After...
We're not talking.
Yeah. No, never on PC. I don't think I've ever seen hardline surpass.
Okay, yeah. Let's
I'm thinking.
On consoles, yes, because at one point in time, hardline was pretty much one of the only things that was on next gen, and then they were eating up whatever they could get. So console numbers were high. PC numbers weren't.
Yes, I do remember the numbers.
That's what I meant.
PC, PS3, Xbox 360. They never managed to get more players than Battlefield 4. When it comes to hardline.
I get that now. Go on.
So the player count started going down, and I think it's pretty obvious that they probably what was happening is people were stopping playing Battlefield Hardline and going back to Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 was drawing people from Battlefield Hardline, and I think if Battlefield 4 just suddenly stopped existing when Battlefield Hardline came out, then people would probably be still playing Battlefield Hardline in far more significant amounts than they are currently. I think
that's true, but I also think people would go back to Battlefield 3.
Well, maybe, but
and I think the reason is because Hardline, I don't think it's a bad game, but I think it was balanced very poorly.
Anyway, that's besides the point. My point I'm trying to make. People were being drawn from Hardline, a game that probably wasn't necessarily doing so well and wasn't what they expected, back to Battlefield 4, which it implies that Battlefield 4, they perceived it as having more value. Now, what would happen if Battlefront came out and it wasn't necessarily what people wanted and expected, and it was less than they were hoping for? Meanwhile, Battlefield 4 keeps releasing interesting new content. That's, again, it's the same draw. It's going to look at people, look at shiny new things in Battlefield, come back to Battlefield. What would be a wiser business decision from EA's point of view is when when Battlefront comes out, stop support for Battlefield 4. I think it's going to happen. And I think they're going to stop putting out shiny new things when Battlefront comes out. And
I think they're gonna stop putting out shiny new things before Battlefront comes out. Even though I kind of would wish they wouldn't. I wish they'd kind of morph Battlefield 4 into kind of like.
Wait, are we talking about Hardline or Battlefield 4?
We're talking about
Battlefield 4. Listen, Mikey.
No, yeah, because I got confused. Dropping support. I couldn't imagine dropping support for Hardline, but I can't really imagine dropping support for Battlefield 4.
No.
Well, I think they.
Lanky, listen. If they do what Dark is suggesting, it would be the better business decision, in my opinion, because then, what Dark explained. But the thing I would kind of wish that they would do, or hope that they would do, would be if they kind of morphed Battlefield 4 into not Battlefield play for free or anything like that, but morphed it into a make it last longer until Battlefield 5 or whatever actual Battlefield full AAA title comes out next. If they I think it'd be awesome if they turned it into let the community get a map editor or something like that, where the community could keep supporting.
Yeah, that'd be great, but then they'd also have to give people, they would also have to have certified map creators and stuff like that, so that they could be uploaded and then uploaded to the retail and rental servers and things like that. That's a lot of extra processing and stuff that have to be taken and done for quote unquote free content that's not going to really make anyone any extra money.
So don't make it free. Make it $4.99 for a map pack or whatever.
What do you mean?
Okay, now we're entering
we're entering a topic. We're entering the Steam paid for thing, and this is a whole nother topic for something else.
I think if they're gonna discontinue support, what I would like to see is a transition, instead of discontinuing support, transition from official support to community support.
I mean, that would be great, but that is a lot of steps that they would have to take that I don't think they're going to take in order to do it. Like they would have to.
And I doubt they would too.
Exactly, they'd have to either certify. They'd have to find people that they would feel that are worthy enough, quote unquote, or just give it out to anybody and everybody. Now you have to talk about content uploads. This is a whole. I could spend a whole podcast on this.
Yeah,
so let's just not
let's
right
not
now.
go there. Let's not go there. Let's not, because this is a massive topic.
Yeah, that's a massive topic in of itself. So let's just kind of move on from all this.
Okay,
and
let's just say our opinions on this quickly. Night maps. Do you think we're gonna see them in Christmas or after that, or if ever we're gonna see them?
Before.
I think we're gonna
see them. They're gonna come out with the winter patch.
Yeah, which is gonna be Dragon Valley in there.
I think the best decision for them would be to have them come out after.
In the spring. Yeah, okay.
In like the spring, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm saying do it in the Christmas. After that, just focus on other like team initiative or something like that. But that's my opinion. Okay. Moving on. So, all right. This is how much time we done? What's the time right now? We've been talking about roughly an hour. Yeah. 50,
yeah, we're up to 55 minutes.
Okay. So let's talk about this for 25 minutes roughly. Let's not break our record for the longest podcast, which is an hour and 30 minutes. Right. So, because we've been talking about this in the Skype chat or with developers and everything like that, and we just want to know who's making Battlefield 2016. But I'm saying 2016 because we have no idea if it's going to be Battlefield 5 or another Battlefield spin-off. Science says all the signs are pointing it's going to be Battlefield 5. It has to be. And I don't think DICE are going, or EA in general, they're going to go with another spin-off. So, also, who's making it? Is it DICE Sweden? Is it DICE LA? Is there another studio? And also, an article just came up this week says that DICE almost rejected Battlefront because their hands were full in terms of manpower because they were working on other projects. So maybe that's why Battlefront is so limited in features. Is it maybe because they need to cut some corners?
Yeah, whatever. Speculation and stuff, and they could be withholding other stuff for DLC. But at any rate, as for who could be making Battlefield 2016, quote unquote, Battlefield 5, my money's on DICE LA. I'm just gonna
I'll be back in a second. You guys keep
leave
talking,
it at
right?
that one, and that's.
It's not DICE LA, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it would be Stockholm. I really honestly don't. So that would mean that there would have to be another.
Okay, so right now, looking at the information, if DICE Stockholm almost turned down Battlefront because they were already so busy, that could mean that DICE Stockholm is already working on Battlefield 5. And
were they working on Mirror's Edge too as well?
Well, they were working on Mirror's Edge, yep.
So
they have that too. But I mean, how many? Like the question I want to know is, how many games are they working on like at any given time? You think? I mean, how many games do you think a studio like Stockholm or LA could have?
It all depends upon the size of the studio and their capabilities.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I wouldn't, on average, I really wouldn't see studios take on anything more than maybe one or two, if not 3 projects at the most. Anything more than that, that's a lot more. That's a lot of piling on one studio, and that's a lot of relying on passing back and forth among studios to get other stuff done, like outsourcing. That causes problems. I really would, if it's going to make any kind of sense, keep it in one studio. It would have to be LA because I don't see LA being that busy.
No, but you have to think. There's no
because who's making the freaking Need for Speed games? No. There's just an EA tag on that. What studio is actually building that game? That game series?
I don't know. Probably one of the. I think that's. I don't know, but I doubt it's DICE Sweden, but you have to think of studios. They're not studios. They're brands. Like they buy a studio, and then once they've bought it, they can practically just take that name and take work from another studio and stick it under that name and say, oh, it's from that studio. All that studio name is a name, and you can
put
as many devs as you want into a studio and say, oh, it's still the same studio, but is it?
Well, I mean, the thing is this: in Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, they don't say DICE Stockholm or they don't say DICE LA. They say DICE. So I'm
Dice
pretty
LA
sure
didn't-
the answer is DICE is going to be making.
Yeah,
Battlefield
but
5
I mean, the thing
next
is,
feature.
Dice LA didn't exist until.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be released by people working in Dice Sweden. It's Dice Stockholm. And I don't think you need to worry about the fact that how many people are in this studio, and because they're just going to move in all the people that they need. I mean, it's EA, and I wouldn't be surprised if they'll bust people all around the world just to put games out, because at the end of the day,
they won't. They'll get somebody in order to stay at home and do and build, and then they'll outsource and send it to a stack uploader.
Honestly, the thing is, I think that it's going to be like a combination of all the studios. Like they'll have.
Well, it always is at the end of the day, because Battlefield 4. You think the people in LA?
I think the bigger question to ask is like, whose names are going to be first in the credits?
Patrick.
I think that's.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, the way I see it. Yeah. I don't really care who's making Battlefield 5 or whatever the next Battlefield is. It's probably gonna be Battlefield 5. I'm pretty
Just
sure.
better not be a fucking mess like 4 was in the
Yeah.
one.
I don't really care who's making it. I mean, because at the end of the day, with the Dice Sweden and Dice LA, they're still the same studio. Dice LA did some work on Battlefront. Either we know that, and David Stern said he talked to the Disney guys, so that's something. So at the end of the day, they're all one studio, no matter.
Yeah, they all.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it's just a different like branch.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
it doesn't matter. There's still Dice. The point is, the point I'm trying to make, like already Ray kind of mentioned it. I don't really care who's making it. I just care that all the good things we did with Battlefield 4, that is happening right now. If that is not being transmitted back to Battlefield 5, I'll be really pissed about that, because basically what we're doing right now in CTE is basically a waste of time. If you ask me, it's a waste of time. If everything that we do right now in Battlefield 4 is not going to be seen in Battlefield 5, or whatever the next Battlefield is, we're wasting our time. This podcast means nothing to me personally. That's how I see it.
Just the thing is, I would say the people who are I don't think studios, like, it doesn't matter if you are in where you are in the world, you can make a great game anywhere. The thing is, I think the people who would be most qualified to make Battlefield, whatever the next major Battlefield game is, would be the people who worked on like Battlefield 4 and CTE. So I mean, that's just how I feel. The people who worked like most closely with Battlefield 4 and like getting it fixed should be like the most qualified, and probably are. I mean, at the end of the day, does it really matter that who develops it as long as the game is good?
Well, yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm trying to make. If all the good things that we made are not in Battlefield 4 not Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, I'll be really disappointed with that. Actually, not disappointed.
I mean,
I'll be really pissed.
I don't want to like disagree with you so much, but like I want to like kind of, I guess, err on the side of caution and say, well, this is Battlefield 4 and CTE. What was the purpose of CTE? CTE was meant to fix issues in Battlefield 4, more or less. So I don't know how much you can say transfers to Battlefield 5. I think this has been the whole thing overall has been a good experience, or a good way for DICE to gather information from the community as to what they want to see in Battlefield 5 or whatever Battlefield 4's successor is. I don't think Battlefield 4 has a very bad reputation right now. At launch, sure, but I don't think Battlefield 4
still has that
right
stench.
Now.
It still has that stench, no matter what.
I don't think so. If
you don't think so? I listen to other guys.
If I picked up the game, if you're going to be salty about how it was at launch, then I don't know what to say. I mean, yes, I mean, look how much they've been working to get stuff done right now.
Yeah, but that's
or get stuff fixed.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, here's the problem with any medium actually. If it comes out broken or unlikable, whatever, people will remember that, and they still do
Once
remember
you
that.
put the bad taste in someone's
Yeah.
mouth, it's hard to get back out.
Even right now, Battlefield 4 is probably the best Battlefield we ever had in history. There's no competition. Sorry, there's no competition. Whatever you think about Battlefield 2, whatever.
That's an edgy statement.
Yeah, maybe it's edgy. People with this Battlefield 2 veterans right now are screaming right now, "How dare you? How freaking dare you?" But
okay, well, make your point.
All right, here's my point. Right now, when it comes to from a technical point of view, this is the best Battlefield we ever had in history.
What's wrong?
But ignoring the Battlefield 2 teamwork and all that needs to be in Battlefield 4, I agree with that. From a technical point of view, this is probably the best one, even though yeah, it's all subjective. Sure.
It's just not. Graphically, yeah, this looks...
That's not even graphic. All right.
But in terms of every single mechanic out there, I mean, jet handling was better. All the control binding, it was better.
All right.
You know,
Blanky, your problem is
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, yeah? I'm not saying Battlefield 4 is perfect. Hell no. But I'm not going to put my glasses, like my pink glasses, and say, oh yeah, back in the days it was perfect. No, I'm not going to say it was perfect.
Make your point.
My point is, as I was saying, it has that stench. Battlefield 4 still has that stench. So doesn't matter how many improvements you're gonna make or whatever, it's still gonna have that stench. Even if we're not gonna see Battlefield another game for another Battlefield title in, let's say, 5 years, yeah, and Battlefield 4 exists for another 2-3 years or whatever, and you keep updating, adding more content, it's still gonna have that stench no matter what you do, because it came out broken.
Let me ask you this.
Wait. Now, when the new Battlefield comes out, I'm telling you right now, I can promise you, it's a redemption for DICE. If they nail it, Battlefield's back on track. Battlefield is the best game ever you can think of. Everyone's gonna talk about it. Everyone's gonna be excited. If it fails, Battlefield is gone. I'm sorry, it's true. It's gone. Because it has that stench. If Battlefield still has that stench. If Battlefield 5 is gonna have the same stench, it's done. It's done.
Lanky. Look at like, okay, so look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty's probably had that stench for quite a few games now, and look how they're doing.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. Call of Duty, yeah, it's a casual game that comes every year, and pre-orders do go down, though. They do go down.
Yeah, but I mean, for example,
esports, nobody cares about it.
The past few games that have been released, it seems like a lot of people, like you said, it's going down in popularity. A lot of people aren't really liking them, but you still see I know what you guys think of Black Ops 3, but I mean, I still see among all my friends, they're still excited for Black Ops 3, which I mean, I'm like, how am I friends with you people? But I mean, still, they get, just because one game sucks, as long as the game is good, I think, as long as the next game is good, I think people should judge the game based on that game specifically, not by how it once was or how the past game was.
Well, here's the thing with COD, yeah. For example, Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a juggernaut. I mean, it's a massive game, and was it Modern Warfare 2? Not Modern Warfare 2. Maybe Modern Warfare 2. I don't know. I can't remember which ones were the best-selling Call of Duty.
Mod 2 is probably in most people's opinion, probably the peak.
Okay, all right. So Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, that's where it was the sweet spot. It was the most successful Call of Duty ever. And back then, it was, holy shit, it sold so many copies. It's just amazing. That's what actually kind of revolutionized the FPS genre in general. But here's the thing, yeah. Call of Duty right now is big. It's been big for years, but we can see the decline. Right now, we can't deny that decline is not real. Just because it sells a lot of copies, sure, but it's because it has, Nintendo, yeah, right now, Nintendo doesn't produce good, I mean, yeah, they produce good quality stuff. but you can't really deny that Nintendo is a bit old-fashioned. They're not really making that much money as they think they're supposed to be, because they have great games. I'm not gonna deny. But quality, yeah, it's too big right now to fail because it's that big. But we can't deny the decline is there. It's every year, every quarter, it sells less, and less. So it's only a matter of time until we're gonna come to that point. Like Call of Duty, that's it. You can't keep doing that. They have to change. Maybe they're gonna go to a different mode. Maybe they're gonna make an. That's why they're trying to go to the esports arena, but that's a different story. COD is big, but we can't deny the decline. It's declining. Like it or not, maybe it's selling copies and shit, but it's only a matter of time until it's not gonna sell copies. It's only a matter of time until they change.
I disagree. I think Call of Duty is going to always be able to sell copies, especially to those people who just buy it up every year, one after the other. I mean, I know people who've been like that, who've bought like every Call of Duty since like COD 4 or whatever. I mean, people, they just, I don't know how to explain other than that. They just, it's Call of Duty, so people are gonna buy it. It's Battlefield, so people are gonna buy it. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I think we're going off too much on.
Yeah. All right. So going back on topic about Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
I think.
I don't know. All right. Here's the thing. Is it regarding who's making Battlefield 2016? We don't know. Nobody knows, because everyone who's making Battlefield, we just know that DICE LA are working on something. We know that they're working on something. Are they working on something for 2016, or they're working on something after that? We don't know. I'm still saying it's probably DICE LA, the majority at least.
Well, you know what we
is
do know.
Working on them.
What we do know is that we've been rambling on for a better part of 70 minutes now. So
yeah, spinning off into an age of about the point where anybody who is listening has about shut the video off. So I think it's about time we wrap this up and save a lot of this BS for the next one.
Yeah.
How long have we been rambling? An hour and 10 minutes?
Yeah, a good minute.
It's not that bad.
We gotta stop dragging
this
on forever.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad, actually. Also, we need to play Rainbow Six after this, right?
Yeah, we gotta get that out of the way.
Anyway, whoever actually watches till the end, that's awesome. If you have any comments about that, and you think you actually have an idea who's making the next Battlefield, that would be great if you could let us know. But that's kind of it. So hopefully next week, Battlefront. We're gonna play Battlefront. Obviously, we're gonna do a separate episode about that, and
possibly a special, whatever, anything of that nature.
Yeah.
But we already talked about that at the front half, so no sense in reverbing on it again here.
Yeah. And anyone wants to add anything on that?
Nope.
Dark.
Oh.
Well.
Anyway, all right. So that's what I'm gonna end. So thank you guys for actually listening. We really appreciate it. I mean, we can only ask for more. And we're going to see you on the next one, episode 14. Yeah, it's going to be episode 14 next week. And hopefully there's going to be some things to talk about. And
I think there will be plenty of stuff to talk about.
All right, so...
And with that, I'm Squirrel Boy.
I'm sorry.
You're so quiet. And we're going to see you next week, guys. See ya.